So we just got out of Pride month, and I guess first, and I am sure it's in video and interviews. I've said it before. We've said it before too, where the whole concept of trying to set aside specific times to recognize that you should be doing it every fucking day. If you don't think, well, if you don't think it's happening on a positive basis every day, and again, we're speaking specifically about Pride. If you don't think that the LGBTQ plus community is out there taking care of your elderly, taking care of you when you go to the emergency room, hospital, fixing your food, uh, fucking cleaning your streets, everything, teaching your kids, and you aren't acknowledged that. Like I said, every time I buy chocolate, and we don't know that every day, which I don't believe that to be true of people. And I think that it's still part of the system by having only 1 month, all that shit, only Mother's Day, Father's Day, all that shit is just a way to control people, right? Especially when you get into the capitalism aspect of it too. No, don't fucking go and spend time with your mother. Get your ass back to work. We set aside a day for you to show your mother you love them. Everything else, fucking make sure you're working for the bosses. That's too. But specifically about Pride, why it even came up to, I mean, aside from the fact that we would talk about it every year, is this year it seemed to, because of the political climate, I would, again, this is opinion, taking a step back. What is an opinion is that the police were very, very violent during Pride. They were very violent on Friday at the Trans March. They were violent at the Dyke March, but surprisingly not so much for the men. And ironically, is the Sunday event um, also sponsored by all these corporations? Huh, I wonder if there's a connection between that. I will say too that in my community, my circle, we stopped going to the Sunday one when, pretty soon after it started. And in fact, we were like, oh, if they do it to the fucking Dyke March on Saturday, and Transmart was like, yeah, then fucking you're going to hear about us in jail. Of course, we said this is after 2 bottles of wine, but it was very still it's the sponsorship for corporations that what maybe 15 years ago were extremely anti, very homophobic. Right? Budweiser, really, really, fucking uh any of that shit. Miller, like, fucking what? Get out of here. No, fuck you. I also think that it has become more of a party. I would say that is true, everything except for the Trans March on Fridays. Maybe that's because they're still dying at the rate of murdered and missing Indigenous people. Uh, and I will break. Yes, Orlando, please.
Yeah, I echo. I think it's like you said. I believe it's more educational now. It's not a public perception for profit no more. When the big media got into it, oh, the gays, the homes, the transsexual, AIDS, disease, chlamydia, all those things. And then when people just really got educated about just life in general, really, if they care who you go to bed or not with, it's more as who the individual. They can't play that game no more. You can't go scare nobody and say, hey, he a homosexual. But like you said, Vicente, he just helped my mama who had a heart attack. He just gave my partner some Norcans. They didn't have nothing to do with sex or nothing. But when it comes to Richard Pryor or a black actor dressing up as a woman and whatnot, they weren't looking at the educational. They was only looking at, hey, these people's gonna all turn out and nobody gonna ask nobody if they gay when they're out in the streets. Echo over.
Right. Well, and I think especially when it comes to the diaspora, our people, and they say that about like, oh, they're trying to emasculate me. And that may be true, but that is not how it started. Flip Wilson had a character called Geraldine. Well, unfortunately, that was like his stick even before when he was doing like the small clubs and shit, like the strip clubs and shit too, right? Now, so, um, but yes, I think that they have definitely strayed away from it becoming about the social justice for the community, right? Again, except for the trans moms. And maybe that's because again, they're getting jumped and killed at a rate the same as what's happening on the res pretty much. But again, it goes back to capitalism too, as the economic status of all those people of all across, whether excuse me, your African diaspora, and you can sit at the table like they do and eat like they do, and same thing. What is it? I used to have a bumper sticker that said, "I don't mind straight people as long as they act gay in public," because that used to the opposite of that used to be it was a natural saying too. It was like, of course, we don't mind that you're gay in the workplace as long as like don't ask, don't tell, and shit like that. Um, but yes, and they've gotten away from also the safe sex aspect. I find that to be true in the adult content community, and even which we will get to as well, even to the street providers, right, out there too, right? I mean, we are talking about trafficking and drug use too, but it doesn't get hit on enough that we need to talk about safe sex, and that there isn't enough of that. And I would agree that has been something that was lacking in Pride's forever and definitely was not here at 2026. And moving on again.